then it's got some funky colors mixed in there. Am I making this up? Hey guys, welcome back. So got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and once again this week I was feeling the fall themed makeup. So really all of my favorites this week are these kind of warm fallish sort of colors, and it's really kind of funny because I gathered together all my favorites in this bag. Like throughout the week, if I'm loving something, I'll stick it in this bag. And when I went to look through my favorites that I'd gathered, everything that I gathered is all from e.l.f. except for one thing. And really, like, a lot of it falls within one collection from e.l.f. and then one other thing outside of that collection. And then I have another random thing, which is also affordable. So I have a lot of affordable favorites this week. Some really good things. So let's get to it. So two e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes that I was loving this week. This one is the e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset palette. And then this one is the e.l.f. Modern Metals palette. So this is part of the Modern Metals collection, which I love the entire collection. And that's basically what most of my favorites are this week, are the goodies from this collection. But let's look at this first. So the Rose Gold Sunset palette. So I've looked at this and I've played with it, I think one other time, but I really kind of dove into it. Isn't it dived? I think it's actually dived. I dived into it this week a little bit more, and I just think it's such a pretty palette. If you love these kind of coppery colors, these sort of rusty red colors, I think you would really enjoy this palette. But I mean, the mattes are really good too. It's just a beautiful rose gold sort of palette, but it's got that kind of reddish warmth to it. Ooh, it's amazing. This is not swatching very impressively, but I have it on my eyes. I have the reddish color in the outer corner of my eyes. I will say that this does seem like a palette that the more that you swatch it, you might get some hard pans. So, you know, you're probably not gonna be swatching it all the time like I am. So I would just say don't swatch it a ton, particularly the metallic-y shades. There we go. So once you build it up, it gets to this point, but I mean, I think it's beautiful on the eyes. I think it works really, really well. This is the one that I have on the outer corners of my eyes. I did start applying it just with a dry brush, and then I used a setting spray to really kick it up a notch. It was still really pretty dry, but a setting spray definitely like brings out that metallic sheen to it. But it looks so pretty with those kind of goldy colors. Ooh, I love it. So I just look at this palette and I think fall. I mean, it just looks very fall-ish to me, even this one by itself. This is a really pretty kind of like foresty, army green, cool sort of a color. Just a really fun fall palette. And the Modern Metals palette, so this is what it looks like. This is what the outside box looks like. It's just a really pretty collection. Like, it just has this really beautiful metallic-y theme and look to it. Love it. I love just the details of the outside packaging too. Now this doesn't feel like super weighty. It actually doesn't even feel as weighty as the regular just black packaging. Like, this feels more weighty than this, but this looks pretty. It's still totally very functional, and the price point is low. So I don't mind the packaging at all. I think it's actually really pretty, and I think they did a great job for keeping it at such a low price point. So this is this palette. This one is really cool because I feel like, again, kind of like I was talking about last week with the ColourPop fall palette, this is like fall, but then it's got some funky colors mixed in there, so it's a little bit funky fall, you know what I mean? So it's got this kind of mustardy sort of color, which is one of those so ugly it's pretty sort of shades, and then it's got this fun blue, this fun purple. I love this goldy shade. That's what I've got on the inner part of my eyelid, and then, ooh, I've got this on the inner corners of my eyes. I mean, it's fun. It is fun. And there are tons of possibilities of looks that you could do with this palette. I do have the blue on as my liner. I did have to build that one up, but I mean, once I got it built up, it totally worked. Beautiful. Let me just show you. So this is one pass of the blue and purple. So those need some building, but I mean, that one is pigmentation right off the bat. And I don't feel like, I really haven't swatched these on my hand very much, so we're kind of experiencing this together. I don't feel like when I use these on my eyes, they're not pigmented. I feel like they work really well on the eyes, so I like them. I would not judge it by the swatches, but I'm going to show you the swatches just so you can see how you can build it up. See, that's two passes right there. Isn't that pretty though? That blue with the yellow and with that goldy color. Just an interesting contrasty sort of a look. Oh, I just loved it. Every time I put this on my eyes this week, I just loved the looks. I feel like it's a great, affordable palette, perfect for fall. I love the theme to it. So yes, I was totally enjoying this palette this week. And I also totally love the face palette. This is the Modern Metals Blush and Highlighter palette. So this is what the outside box looks like. So this is kind of more of a pewtery, sort of a metallic color. So once again, really pretty detail on the packaging. I think it's so pretty. And again, this isn't like super weighty, but I mean, totally functional, totally gets the job done. So in this palette, you get 3 matte cheek colors and then 3 highlighter shades. Really didn't wear this one and really didn't wear this one this week, but I did wear these 2 highlighters and these 2 blushes. I do have those blushes on today. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And then I have this one on my cheekbones, which in the pan I feel like looks like it's gonna be too dark for me, but it totally worked. And it is so pigmented and beautiful. Let me show you swatches. Isn't that beautiful? And I love that it is overall very neutral, but you can kind of like do some spins with it. You know what I mean? You can really like kick up that highlighter and get a really just bam highlighter look going. You can mix in a little bit of peach and get kind of a brighter cheek. There's really some versatility in this palette. You can go very, very neutral or you can do a little spin on it. It's just awesome. I am so impressed with this palette. I will say this peachy highlighter feels a little bit drier in texture than these. These have a little bit more of that thick texture, that metallic-y sort of a highlighter texture. This one seems a little bit drier, but still workable. What else do I want to tell you? I did notice that my preferred way of using these cheek products is I kind of like, I don't want to say stippled it on because I wasn't using a stipple brush, but with my blush brush, I was kind of pressing it into my cheeks and then I would kind of buff a little bit to blend. I found that definitely the easiest way to work with them and to blend them the easiest way, because I don't even know why I found that to be the case. Like I'm thinking about the Mally blush. I mean, that one I can just, that one's almost so silky in texture that you can just lightly buff it on your cheeks and build it up. That's the difference, I think. That one's one that you can really build up slowly. These are super pigmented right off, so you kind of have to stamp them on and then do blending. I think I just worked it out loud with you guys. I think that's the difference. So that's why I found that I like to kind of like press it into my cheeks and then do some buffing. But I mean, you can see it's just so pretty. Oh my gosh, I am so impressed with it. I love it. For lip favorites this week, my non-Modern Metals collection favorite is this one, which is the e.l.f. Mega Last lip color, and this one is in Rosebud. I think this is such a cute fall-ish sort of a lip color. You could also say that this is kind of a springy lip color as well, because it's, I don't know, it's a rosy shade, but it's got a little bit of like a depth to it, I feel like, or a subdued depth to it, I think is what I'm seeing. That gives me that little bit of a fall-ish sort of a feel to it. Isn't it a pretty rosy color? I love it. And I think it pairs really nicely with these sort of warm eye looks, so I wore it that way. And I just think it's a beautiful color. So love the color of it. I super love this formula. These Mega Last, they're just a great matte formula. They are, I would say that they just really feel like nothing on the lips. You put them on and they're just super low maintenance. It's not like they feel super hydrating, but they don't feel drying either to me personally. And they're just low maintenance and super cheap. I mean, if you get them at Target, they're like $2. If you get them at Walgreens, I think they're around $2.50 or so. So they're crazy affordable. There's tons of colors. You can get browns, dark shades, like oxblood colors, pinks, nudes, and then this one that's just a really fun, what'd I say? Subdued, I don't even know, whatever I made up earlier, a subdued sort of a rosy shade that's just really pretty. And then the 2 lippies from the collection, I love these too. I'm just blown away by the whole collection. I just looked it up and the whole collection for all 4 products is $32. That's just an awesome value for really, really good products. So I'm just like jumping up and down excited over this collection. So these are the boxes for the 2 lip colors. This is the lip gloss box and this is the liquid matte lipstick box. So this is kind of that pewtery look, and this is kind of that melted gold look. So I do have both of them on my lips right now. So the liquid lipstick, does it have a color? I don't know that it has a color name. I think it just is whatever it is, because I don't see it on the packaging. So the liquid lipstick is kind of a terracotta burnt orange kind of a shade. I will say by itself, this feels more like a traditional liquid lipstick. So, you know, it's not my favorite formula ever, but I think it's still workable, and I do really like it with the gloss. So I probably wouldn't wear this very much by itself. If you don't mind liquid lipsticks and that kind of traditional liquid lipstick sort of a feel on the lips, I don't think you would mind this at all. But for me personally, I like to wear it with the gloss because I don't really prefer a true liquid lipstick that is very transfer proof and, you know, all those things that I always talk about on my channel. So love the color of it though. It's just this beautiful deep terracotta burnt orangey sort of a shade. And then the gloss. The gloss is my favorite of the two. It's so pretty. I just popped this on my lips by itself one day, and it's got this really beautiful look to it. It works for like a no makeup sort of a look. It works with the liquid lipstick too. You can pair them together. It's like a clear gloss with a little bit of a metallic-y sheen and then shimmer in it. So if you don't like shimmer in your glosses, you will not like this gloss because there is for sure shimmer. As it wears away, the shimmer is the last thing to go, so you will have some shimmer left over on your lips. I don't mind that at all, but I do want to note that because I know some people really hate that. So this is what it looks like. It's just so pretty. And if you paired it with like a nude lip liner, oh my gosh, it would just be a beautiful nudie, glossy sort of a look. I'm trying to look at the shimmer. So it's kind of like peach and gold shimmer, I think. It's so hard to tell. I think I'm seeing pink shimmer and gold shimmer. And gold that's almost like a goldy green sort of a shimmer, but in a really cool way. So pretty. Love it. And I think that they smell good too. Yeah. Like a desserty sort of a smell. This one has a desserty sort of a smell. Does this have a desserty smell? This one doesn't seem to have a desserty smell. This one smells more just like, I don't know, a lip color or something. But this one smells good. Let me double check. Am I making this up? No, it smells good to me. So love the scent of it too. All right guys, so those are all my favorites for this week. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please do a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below if you tried the Modern Metals collection. What do you think about it if you have? Or just let me know your favorites for the week, or maybe things that you weren't loving either. Just let me know your favorites or your Fooeys for the week down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.